Steve Jewin for MMAmania.com. This interview with Rich Patishnock was conducted on November 13th, 2015, exactly 1 week before World Series of Fighting 25, the lightweight tournament, 8 men in one night at the Comerica Theater in Phoenix, Arizona. Without further ado, let's talk to Rich Patishnock.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. This is Steve Jewin from MMA Mania. How are you doing today?
Great, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm great. And
awesome.
I'm hoping you're great too, because it's been 22 months since we've seen you in the cage. So how you been?
Real good. Coming off that layoff, I've been consistently in the gym, so always improving. And a lot of guys see that time off, they're just not doing anything till their fight camp. I've been in the gym, so I'm feeling great going into it.
Well, that's fantastic, because it's a very unpredictable tournament, so you want to come in absolutely as strong as you can, because once you get past the first round, you don't even know who you might be facing in the second. It could be Joao Zeferino, Brian Foster, or even a reserve. You have no way of knowing.
Right. Right. And to be honest, that's part of the fun part, I think, going into this. We all take that chance, and no matter what the outcome is, it's just a great experience, and I'm happy for it.
Well, we're happy to have you back, too, but I just got to know what... you said you've been training all this time, but was there just no good matchups available? What was the reason we didn't see you fighting this time?
A couple, little reasons. After the fight, I got right back in the gym. I got injured, slightly injured. So I suffered an injury, which I got over very quickly. But, at the time, my management and WSOF just weren't communicating, I guess, or there's miscommunication. And I just couldn't get in. I couldn't get a fight. I don't know what the real reason is. I don't know what the problem was. I was asking for fights. I had a fight booked outside the promotion, but I got injured. That's why I got injured, and not really sure, but I just kept a cool head, and I knew something soon would come up, and it'd be worth it, and this is definitely worth it.
What was that injury? Was it knee, arm, leg? What exactly happened?
Just a couple dumb little injuries that all just piled up. I got a really bad eye injury, so that was a big one that I suffered during that time off, and that kept me out a little bit.
So it's not affecting your vision now, right? Whatever it was.
No, not at all.
Well,
yeah,
that's good. Now, the interesting thing to me is both you and your quarterfinal opponent, Luis Palomino, have history with Gaethje. You've alluded to the last fight already, and that was the fight that crowned him the inaugural champion, and right. Palomino has tried to unseat him as the champion twice. So it seems like you both got a little motivation going into this quarterfinal round.
Absolutely. And the best, the interesting part is I took that fight with Gaethje on a week notice. My original opponent was supposed to be Baboon, and I feel Destiny has a funny way of coming back, or what's supposed to happen always gonna find a way to happen, and now it's me and Palomino are finally gonna get in the cage together. I can't be more honored to share a cage with him, and then hopefully this time around all goes well. I win the tournament, I get an actual fight camp for Gaethje rather than a week notice.
Right, yeah, you can do a lot better with Gaethje with more than a week, because he's not the kind of guy you want to face on 7 days.
Right. Even in my mentality was always, I'm not going to train for anybody in particular. I know how to fight. So going into that Gaethje fight, I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't train it. So, it kind of, my muscle memory kicked in, and I fought Gaethje's fight, and he's better at it, so.
There's one thing we know about both Gaethje and Palomino. It's that they both hit like a ton of bricks and can take a punch.
Absolutely.
So. How are you preparing for that? What do you expect to do when Palomino throws those bombs at you?
I'm gonna try to set my pace early, keep my range, and fight my fight. It's no secret. I'm stubborn. I could take a hit. I took Gaethje, in my opinion, I took some of his best shots, and toward the end, I was still standing. So, I have a hard head, hard shit, hard jaw, and, I'm just gonna go out there and do what I gotta do, and see what happens. That's always been my thing. Just go out there and do what you do.
Do you think it helps at all that in the quarterfinal and the semifinal rounds that they're not allowing any elbows?
I think it absolutely prevents, the cuts, which could stop a potential fight when, somebody could be winning a fight, they get a bad cut, they stop it. I think it'll help in that sense. I it could possibly be a downfall for the fighters. They might have great opportunities to stop fights with their elbows and things, and they won't be able to do that. But like I said, it gives everybody that chance to really get to the next round. So I think that's a smart thing.
Well, it is probably a good rule to keep people from getting cut and not being able to advance. But one of the rules that I don't know if this is a hindrance or a benefit is that a loser in a tournament bout can actually advance if their winner is medically disqualified. They don't even have to go to the reserve fighter first. They can actually go to the loser of a fight. What do you think about that? I'm kind
of half and half on that. In one sense, it's like in one area they lost, but I mean the show's got to go on. So who else to ask but the guy that just fought and earned their spot? They asked us for a reason. I think hypothetically speaking, me and Palomino, one of us gets hurt. The winner of whoever wins gets hurt. I think it's only fair to go to the next guy, and I think it's the guy that earned the spot and fought that fight.
That's a fair argument. I can't deny that. You know what? You just went out there and had a war. Maybe you lost, but if the other guy can't advance, then at least the guy proved he's able to stand there and be in a war.
Absolutely. And then it depends on how the loser comes out of it. If it was a close fight and you guys had a great fight and it was a war, then yeah, I think he gets it. But if the loser comes out of it banged up and he can't do it, then I think that's what the reserve guys are for.
Well, we'll find out what happens on November 20th at the Comerica Theater, because it's wildly unpredictable at this point. In fact, it's kind of funny for me because MMA Mania always asks me to do prediction articles before each major fight card. It's like, how do I predict something where I don't even know whose opponent's going to be who in the next round?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's such different styles and matchups, and it's so unpredictable. It really is. And that's coming from me, and I'm in tournaments, so I'm sure it's fun for a spectator to watch it. Absolutely.
I haven't heard about a payment structure for this. Do they pay you once for the entire night, or do you get a winner's bonus for each round you advance?
It's you get paid per the fight. So the first fight there's a set amount. Then if you advance to the second fight, there's going to be a set amount for that fight, and then the third fight, the finals, would be another set amount. So it's based off fights. So if you only make it through the one fight, you get paid that one fight. If you make it through two fights, you get paid for the two. It's like that, so.
Well, this could end up being an incredible windfall then if you run the table.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Before you got into World Series fighting, what your background was like, your family life, so maybe tell me a little bit about that and if winning a tournament like this could help them out.
Father passed away at a young age, so I've been with my mom. She busts her ass working, and winning this tournament mean a lot for me because it would just help her. I want to send her on a month's vacation somewhere where she doesn't have to work and look toward the future and just keep fighting and just keep helping her out. And just see her every day busting her ass, and it inspires me to do better for myself and my family. So.
Sounds like that's a noble goal to do with the money if you get that chance, but obviously you got to put it into healing up if you have any injuries as well, and training camps. There's all those different things you got to pay for.
Absolutely.
As a fighter.
Right.
Does it become hard to break even sometimes? I always wonder this with fighters. Like, do the medical expenses make it hard to actually come out ahead?
Oh, absolutely. Just being on this 2-year break almost myself. I'm finding it hard to make ends meet. Even just getting my medicals for this fight, paying out of pocket for them. There's been a couple times where I'm just trying to pinch pennies. So unless you're consistent, and in my case, unfortunately, I haven't been because of my 22-month hiatus. But unless you're consistent, it's hard. And then it's if you wanna work, you got to sacrifice your training. It's a catch-22 really. You either got to train fully and make those sacrifices, or train train part-time and work the rest and lose out on training. So it's really hard until you get to that level.
Well, and even when you make it to a different level, there's always complications there too. Like UFC guys can't have sponsorships on their trunks, so you can get paid in ways that UFC guys can't. Right.
And, starting off this journey, 8 years ago, that was the ultimate goal, UFC. Now there's competition. Now, WSOF, Bellator, even other promotions that are on the top tier, they're paying guys and you get your sponsorship. So it's competitive now, which is good. Not everybody has to go to the UFC right away. Of course that's the end journey, but right now I'm just trying to make a living, and make the best possible money I could. So wherever that is where I want to be. And right now WSOF is really good with that. So I'm happy.
We're glad you're happy, and it's going to be a fantastic quarterfinal fight with Luis Palomino. Who do you think has helped evolve your game the most in training? Who are the guys that have really helped you develop to the next level?
You know, it's so hard to say. I mean, I've been with so many great people. You know, a lot of guys, a couple coaches that come to mind are Don Chaffee, helped me tremendously. Him and Sean Diggs with my striking. And unfortunately I don't get you don't really see it because they helped me in such a late period of my career, but, I got Edwin, Rodriguez and David Deves helping me with my jiu-jitsu, and then I trained with the Miller brothers. So, you know, and also Carmelo Morel from ATT. Like, I got good guys just there for me, helping me, that are knowledgeable and everything. So I'm very honored to be working with them, and I can't thank them enough.
The Miller brothers are pretty much legends in this sport at this point, so working with them, you're going to pick up 1,000,001 things.
Yeah. And then, you know, I get great work, with Jimmy, you know, he's the same weight as me, you know, and, me and him just, when we go, you know, I always learn something. So, you know, I can't thank them enough for everything they've done for me too.
How's he looking for that Michael Chiesa fight? I know that's coming up in a few weeks.
He's looking good, man. I think he's ready. You know, the thing with Jimmy is you never really have to worry about him. You know, he's been in the sport for so long. He always, I don't know, he's just always ready for a war. That guy, you know, even in sparring when I move with him, he's just a gritty, you know, veteran, and he's gonna bring it. You know, if there's anything I know, he's gonna bring the fight, and in my opinion, win the fight.
Yeah, he never dials down the intensity. I mean, even in a fight he loses, it's going to be a fight of the night candidate no matter what.
Absolutely.
That's why they're so much fun to watch. That's why I love the Miller brothers. But hey, you're going to have a fun fight too. Luis Palomino and you are probably not going to stand there and look at each other in circle. It's probably going to be fist and fury.
Yep. Yeah, man, I'm excited. This fight just happened a while ago, so, you know, that's finally happening. And like I said, man, I'm honored to fight him. In my opinion, he's one of the, you know, I'm not going to say, underrated, but I honestly think he's one of the best in the world at the weight. So, I get a chance to get in there and go with him and, you know, see what I'm made of for myself after this layoff. So I'm happy with it.
It's probably my favorite fight of all the quarterfinal fights that are booked, but there's plenty of good fights. It's going to be 8-man tournament, World Series fighting. It's the Comerica Theater in Phoenix, Arizona. And before I let you go today, Rich, do you want to plug anything else, social media or anything sponsor-wise you want to get out there?
I just want to say thank you to all my training partners and coaches, Don Chaffee at American Strikers, the Miller Brothers, Sean Diggs, Billy D, Beyond Fitness, David Deves. I want to thank Igloo Cryotherapy, helping me out, recovering my body when I need it, when I'm feeling old and beat up. So, and just everybody that's been behind me since day one. I appreciate it.
Well, I want to thank Mike Fromowitz and World Series Fighting for putting me in touch with you because it's been a great interview, and I can't wait to see the fight on November 20th.
Thank you. I appreciate everything. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.